What are occluders? Why do we need them? How can I put them properly in my map? What are some of the rules about occluders? I'm going to show you two maps, one with occluders and one without occluders, and I'm also going to show you how to deform occluders to make them fit properly where they need to go. This map has no occluders, and when I poke my view through the side of the mountain, you can see that all the props on the other side of the mountain are rendering. This is a world with occluders. Now, as I poke my view through this side of this mountain here, you'll see that many of the props will disappear and not render. The occluder is actually blocking those out and improving performance on my map. So, to place an occluder, find the Occluders tab in the editor, click the Add Occluder button, and then left click on the pink space to drag it to the position that you want it to be in, and right click to rotate it. Generally you want to place two occluders in each mountain perpendicular to each other. On each corner of an occluder you'll find a white square to deform your occluder. Left click the square and drag to deform it horizontally. Shift left click and drag to deform it vertically. Left click the pink space and shift left click the pink space to drag it vertically. So I'm just going to go ahead and deform this occluder here and show you how I do it. I've sunk it into the mountain there, and now I'm going to go back to my corners and tuck it in so that none of that pink is showing in the playable area. If the pink is showing in the playable area, you'll get objects popping in and out on your map, and you'll also get players popping in and out on your map. Now I've placed my first occluder on this map, and as you can see from a player's perspective, when he's running here, his computer is not going to render the things up on that hill, and when he is running on that hill, it should not render the things on the other side. So you would repeat that process now with a perpendicular occluder here, so that from every point of view around this mountain, objects are being occluded. Repeat this process with all the mountains on your maps. You want to use as few occluders in each mountain as possible. If you can limit it to two, that is excellent. In some cases you'll need three. You can see this Y-shaped mountain here is going to need three, one here, and one here. Maybe even add one perpendicular to this one, since it's quite a wide mountain, to block everything that would render that way. But then again, these two occluders are sort of forming a very large barrier there from this viewpoint, so that may not even be necessary. Now I'm going to go back to XR Deja to show you a map with finished occluders. Clear the fog and let's take a look at this. You can see I've got my perpendicular occluders here. I got a little tricky here with this one. I had to use 4 occluders in this mountain here, this another Y-shaped mountain. And then over here on the side, you can see I've placed one on the outside mountains, and normally you won't have to do this, but in this case this mountain juts out between 2 lanes and there are props on both sides of it, so I did place one occluder here to block those props out. Let me just give you a demonstration of what will happen if you don't place your occluders properly and tuck them into the mountains like we talked about. Players will be walking along and objects will pop in and out like this. Even if your occluder is only barely showing, a player can actually hide behind a space that large because as I mentioned in previous videos, it's really hard to the scale of a player on a map is so small. So make sure they're all tucked in there, and make sure you are as efficient as possible when placing them. Don't use too many. The computer will only recognize the 8 closest occluders to a player. So a player standing here will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 occluders working for him. And on this side of the map, this player will have these occluders working for him. And as he moves through it, the 8 closest occluders to him will be working. One more thing, and then I think I'm finished. As you can see here, this wall prop meets this occluder. It touches it. And this wall prop will not be occluded from any angle. If you have any props that are touching occluders, they will not ever be occluded. That's okay as long as you don't have a ton of them doing this. Also, if your props are too large, your occluders will be ineffective because the occluder won't block that prop out all the way. Apparently that is not large enough, but it does happen. So just be aware of that. That's interesting. I always thought I just learned something. Okay. Well, I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope you can get started doing the things you want to do in the editor. For more information about occluders, check out Aneurysm's tutorial. He made a very comprehensive tutorial that touches on every aspect of mapping. Go ahead and make your map, finalize it, put it on the forums at New Earth, and we will check it out and help you if you're still struggling with it. Thank you.